So, it's time for another video. Little update. My headache rack that I put on, it came off of that blue Chevy over there. So because the cabinet isn't quite as high as this, I had to cut out that center section and weld that flat piece in because it blocked a little too much of the light for my liking. And that truck had the rails along the box, which I don't like, so I just had to make up some brackets and bolt it through. Not quite like a back rack, which you don't have to drill, but whatever, it works. And then I put the lights on. The middle two are spot and the outer two are flood. And then I have this battery box down here with two lighter sockets on the outside. It's tough to see, but there's a battery in there, which is wired with 4-gauge cable directly to the main batteries, and that has the relays and the fuses for those lights, and that lighter socket, which is handier than one would think. And the switches for those lights are down here. There's 4 of them right now, just those 2. And there we go. And it throws quite a bit of light for what they are. They're not super bright, but they work awesome. You can see the work on the tailgate. Really good. They're great for backing up in the dark, stuff like that. It takes about a 6-point turn to get into my parking spot at home, so they help. And I'm stuck here again, pulling a fuel injector out again, because the new nozzle I got didn't fix it. So I got to go down to Edmonton tomorrow, spend another $500 and get another fuel injector, and then hopefully my truck will run right. But we'll see what happens. So that is all, except I got bored the other day and decided to clean up some of the wiring in here. So I used to have all these wires that ran across. Now, and there was a whole bunch on the battery terminal. Now I got this neat little fuse block in here with 6 fuses in it, and each wire just runs off to what it needs to do. And the wires that came up for the aftermarket fuel system were about 8 feet too long, and there was a big rat's nest in there. So I shortened them up and put this nice convenient relay on the firewall for those. I've also got a battery blanket. It's kind of hard to see, but it's in there on this battery. And that yellow cord runs over here. I'm waiting on the battery blanket to show up for this battery. But then both blankets and the block heater are plugged into one cord. And the other end of it is down in here. So I only have to plug in one plug and have both of my batteries warmed and my truck at 100 degrees Fahrenheit instead of, minus 40. So there we go. That right there is the exhaust rocker that you have to take off. That guy is the fuel delivery tube. And this big stupid thing, they put on the 6.7s, 5.9s never had this, it's called a closed crankcase ventilation filter. Instead of the crankcase just ventilating back into the intake and the little bit of oil mist that comes in being burned, to meet better emissions, they put a stupid filter on there. That thing is $200 from Chrysler and has to be replaced every 100,000 kilometers. Or you can just brake clean the shit out of the medium inside it and put it back together. So that's what I do every now and then. And that's going to be all.